The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Wednesday morning.
Hey, yo. How's your voice, Lutzi? I see it's a bit dusty.
No, it's
slim
warming,
dusty, bit
it's warming
slim.
up. It's solid. I've got to do a bit more vocal exercise. Now, you've got your little throat coat thing that you use.
I just got it a couple of days ago. I blew my voice box out in Sydney, running the water for the Queensland Universities team, and I found this stuff. I've got it in the car. I can run down and get it for you.
No, I'm okay. I'll just improve as the day goes on.
Okay.
I guess both of your voices, being a bit dusty, related to Queensland. Like, there was screaming, running the water for Queensland on the weekend, a victory.
Yeah.
There was a Maroons long lunch yesterday. So in support of the current Queensland Origin
it's
Maroons,
the same
Lutzi was
thing.
there. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Oh, you were there, weren't you?
Yeah, it was a good lunch.
Okay, well, full recap of that because
It was great, actually. It was
I
really
see
good.
Billy, actually the king himself.
Yeah, the Crash
Gave somebody a huge rap.
Crash, Munster and the King.
Yeah.
Did a little chat together.
Yeah. I want to talk about that.
Yep. Yes, indeed.
all things Origin. I just
The
saw-
squad looks good. They all came out on stage.
good kit.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was just the old beige pants, maroon jacket, white shirt, some sort of shoes. Harriet, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of style.
Well, speaking of Origin, you are listening up for Paddy Carrigan to bust in at some point before the end of the show today and yell out Queenslander. You call in, you've got yourself a silver double pass to the game next week, but it also puts you in the draw for our Access All Origin upgrade that's happening on Friday.
I'm starting to get so excited.
I know.
Yeah.
Let's get there.
Do you like this Origin cap I've got on?
I do.
Like, isn't this old school? Lutzi?
Somehow you've already got it dirty.
Have I?
You only stole it yesterday.
Oh, I didn't steal it. Someone gave it to me,
Yeah.
David. What are you talking
The
about?
story
mate?
is that you gave it to him from the lunch.
You were all about alibi, you
Who
idiot.
gave me mine?
We'll work out the details off air.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Nikki's News.
Well, aside from the news that there were multiple crashes on the freeway on my way in this morning, I've made it. And here's what's been happening overnight.
Nice.
All right, the RBA rate cut. I know you love this topic, Ash, but the Reserve Bank of Australia did actually cut its rate last night from 4.10 to 3.85%. So Australia's big four banks have announced they'll pass on today's interest rate cuts to homeowners, bringing much needed relief. This is very, 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 very good news.
Bravo.
Yay! Yay for us. Liberal Party coalition. The Nationals have left the coalition for the first time since the 1980s, with Nationals leader David Littleproud describing the move as one of the hardest political decisions of his life. It's reported the major move came because Littleproud and the new Liberal leader, Susan with two S's, Lee, couldn't get on the same page on policy direction.
Yeah, that's like
So what does that
that's like
mean?
a breakup, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big bust up. Bob Hawke weighed in. He said, "This is stupid." I heard that on the radio on the way in. I actually listened to you guys when I came in.
Bob Hawke died many years ago.
John Howard.
No, John Howard. Look, someone with big eyebrows
Does that
said
mean-
this is stupid.
Does that mean when they go to the elections, they won't get the two-party vote?
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Yeah, they're busted up.
I didn't realise
They'll
they were
never-
able
they'll
to
never
just
win
leave
if they
whenever
do
they
that.
wanted to. Yeah.
What I find hilarious
They'll never
is...
win. That's the greatest news for Labor ever, surely, unless we're too dumb to work this out.
Yeah, well, it just keeps getting better for Albanese, doesn't it? But Susan, she put an extra S in her name because numerologically it means money and success.
What, she wasn't...
She was Susan with
just
one S,
S-U-S-A-N.
apparently. Yeah.
And she put that in.
I believe so. This is what Jeremy told me.
So is one of the S's like in Kesha to dollar sign?
It should
like if
be.
it means success, that'd be great.
That'd be cool. I'd vote for her. Get
Yeah.
some bling on her. Hey, watch me drip. Hey, watch me lay.
Watch me drip.
But it's Lee, isn't it? It's not lay. Anyway. To news you're actually interested in, Reece Walsh. Furious Brisbane Broncos are
What
investigating.
about that? Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it yet. I only just got here. But so Broncos are investigating after Reece Walsh uploaded then deleted a video to social media of him performing an ugly prank. The clip shows Walsh in a social setting wearing a boxing glove and punching a friend in the head
Yes.
with an apparent prank
Me best
between
mate.
mates.
Me best mate.
Walsh,
Is that what he says?
Yeah.
Walsh later posted on Instagram, just to add context to the video recently posted, it was a joke with me best mate. No one was harmed, boys being boys, along with a face
no one was
palm
harmed.
He was on the
emoji.
floor.
Old mate just fell on the floor. He's like, what the hell? But come on, they were just mucking around. Like, why do they put it up though?
I
What?
don't- oh,
That's the one thing.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're in trouble for because they're clearly drunk posted. That's what happens. Don't drink and post. You're a bloody idiot. Broncos black jersey. Oh, hello. Broncos turn all black to shine a light on mental health. In an Australian sporting first, the Brisbane Broncos have gone completely off-brand with a new mental health jersey to be worn by the NRL squad next month during a dedicated mental health round announced by the club on Tuesday. A year in the making, the completely black jersey, shorts and socks will be worn by the Broncos on June 7 when the squad takes on the Titans in round 14 at Suncorp Stadium. They're going to look like gladiators or something. That's cool.
Have you seen it? It looks so good.
They'll look like that guy who's got like billions of followers on Instagram who does all the running videos. Nick, you're nodding. You know who I'm talking about. Oh, they'll look like machines. Anyway, everyone driving knows who I'm talking about.
That's pretty strong. I'm glad they're getting on that message. Obviously, sport's been hit pretty rough by that lately, like mental health and that sort of thing. And we should at some point we'll talk about a good friend of the show, IBS Attack, has been for about 3 years now campaigning for for mental health to have its own hotline, like 000 for emergency, 111 for mental health.
Paul O'Brien.
Yeah, well,
he's been.
Well, we don't usually add him.
No, I think it's important. He's doing really good things, and he's been doing this for ages.
It's great. So, and sadly, it's raised its head again because of some things that have happened. Obviously, the Selwood family, which is just devastating. But it might be great to have a chat more about that. I think that's a no-brainer just to get that done. 111 for mental health, which does not exist at the moment.
No, 13 11 14 is the lifeline number, but like a great campaign. And so I think you even said to not clog up 000 for other emergencies and just to separate it and double the efforts.
Yeah, well, there's lots of companies now that have mental first aid officers. You know what I mean? That are getting trained up for when people need that in the workspace as well. So it's only natural that would lead itself. Well, the rugby league is a workspace.
It's nice that we're finally working out that just as you get lactic acid build up or you get the flu in your body, it happens to your brain as well. We're finally kind of cluing in that you can get sick in your head.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
It's another part. It's another body. You know what I mean? Anyway, actually, a story I'm telling a bit later kind of relates back to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway.
The Ash Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Live Saturday footy every round, no ad breaks, in play, only on KO. And each and every week we speak to someone, and today we speak to the man himself, the Brown Dog.
God, I'm home. I'm home.
Brown.
It's great to be back.
Nicky, this is where it all started for Brownie. Like he's
What
like
do you mean?
He's
Where
a
did
media
he
juggernaut
start?
now.
Well, you
but,
sat in your chair for a bit.
yeah.
Really?
That's right.
He used to be like our Lockie Neal, actually. You know, we speak to Lockie from
a friend of the show,
Yeah.
and you'd come in every week and chat to these guys
But then
about.
it grew and grew and grew.
Remember starting in cardboard boxes. Remember we had cardboard boxes as our soundproofing in the studios when we first started in 2005.
That's actually true.
Holy never.
Then he left us and went to Melbourne, started earning 3 times as much as us. I think now, last check, he owns.
Well, I saw the light. I came back to Queensland.
You know what? You
Came
need to
back
be
to my
paid
surrogate
3
home.
times as much to stay in Melbourne.
Well, exactly, just to live, yeah.
No, but Brownie's still a Queenslander. In fact, you were just saying, Brownie, you're doing some training with some former Origin greats. Like Origin week up here at the moment, and you've just come fresh from the training ground.
Look at that.
Absolutely. I tell you what, those leagueies are still fit. Kev Campion, Ash Harrison, just to throw a couple of names out there. Got a couple of New South Welsh from Nath Brown. Got involved there for a little bit, but we don't like the New South Welshman, especially this time of the year, do we?
No.
The cockroaches. I tell you what, old Kev Campion, the old hooker, when I turned up to Brisbane in 2000, he was the premiership hooker for the Broncos.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, he's still fit as a fiddle, old Kev.
Is that right, eh? Geez, a lot of sporty people end up around that sort of central Gold Coast area, don't they? A lot of Manly Warringah players live down there around Mermaid Beach.
I saw Martin Lang
Marty
walking
Lang,
the streets the other day. Remember Marty Lang? He'd only had a step.
Yeah.
Remember that?
He used to run directly at players instead of around them.
Yeah.
And then after a few games, they realised, and I thought, we're going to start lining this bloke up.
He used to get hammered. He never stopped running.
The head would just
Yeah,
the collision
brutal.
and the head would fly back.
Tough as nails.
And what do you make of our Lions at
Yes,
the moment?
come on,
I
mate.
see we spoke of Lockie Neal. Lockie in the paper today saying, look, no cause for panic. We just need to chill.
They just look flat, Brownie. Like just a little bit not like at their competition or performance.
It's a big
level.
game. You know what? This time of the year, you're looking for big games. When you're coming back after a premiership, there is that feeling of, geez, you know, I'm just trying to get through to finals. And I know, look, coaches will deny this and players that are currently playing will deny this, but I've lived it, and the players that have lived it understand it. But this game, Hawthorn at the MCG, back to the home of football, where the grand finals played, on Saturday, that'll get the best out of them. So we saw it 2 weeks ago against Gold Coast Suns when they wanted to belt up the little brother. The urgency was there. And I agree with Lee Matthews. The premiership hangover doesn't get tested until the middle of the year, when you get into that winter grind. And Brisbane are just probably going through that a little bit. No cause for concern. As I said, I think you'll see their best on Saturday at the G.
I hope so. And big weekend motorsport. I don't know what you like with the motorsport, but I think everyone's jumping on board with Oscar Piastri leading the championship.
How good is it?
Well, 4 wins, Brownie, and off to Monaco. I don't know if you've ever been there, but we've got a real chance that we could win the world championship.
It's amazing, isn't it? The boy from Brighton. How does a boy from Brighton in Melbourne end up leading the Formula One championship of the world? I suppose you need a bit of cash, don't you, to make it a Formula One?
Dodging Karens in his go-kart back.
Dodging. You know, Brighton is like the most heavily speed cameraed suburb. So the irony that he's ended up the quickest
That is bizarre.
is hilarious.
That's a great observation, Nick. Absolutely.
Well, I've been done a few times to Brighton.
and crime as well. Break-ins.
They
maybe
all
Oscar was rushing away from the break.
Maybe he was a getaway driver.
That's
He
what it
was too.
He was baby driver.
Yeah, it's in a stolen vehicle.
Baby
He came out
driver.
red light cameras.
You can watch every practice, qualifying and race of the Formula One season live on KO Sports. Rugby League, you've got the FIFA World Cup, AFL, everything on KO. So thanks, mate. We'll talk to you later in the year.
Rightio. As I'll say it again, Nick, don't let those boys get the better of you.
All right, cheers.
Cheers, brother.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Let's go.
Is this real love? Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne's
Cash Connections.
Yeah, this is your chance to win $500 and prove that you've got a real connection to your partner. We're just sticking with partners at the moment.
Yeah, I think we're still in jiggery-pokery territory. I don't know how else to say it.
Jiggery-pokery.
Jiggery-pokery. We know what you mean by jiggery-pokery. Oh, yeah, how old are you, mate?
Yeah, you're like romantically involved partner.
Well, these guys have been together for a million years. Let's say hello to, who are we going to go to? Charlie out of McDowell. Hello, Charlie.
Hi. Hello, how's it going?
We're good, Charlie. How are you doing?
Good.
So, married 17 years, 2 kids, 2 dogs?
Married 14 years, 2 kids, 2 dogs. Together 18 years.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I count how long you've been together as well.
You do?
I do that, yeah. We actually celebrate the day we met more than our wedding anniversary.
Really?
Yeah, because it's longer and it seems more impressive. Alrighty, Charlie. So,
I'll ask you some questions. You got to answer them sort of top of mind, so as quick as you can. And your husband, Will, is on the phone to someone or other at the moment. Okay, he's either getting an earful of English Premier League soccer news out of Lockie.
It'll be Lockie.
Yeah, or he's talking to Alicia about
Wigan
something.
Super League.
Yeah, Wigan. Yeah, about something happening in Wigan. All right, let's go. Here we go. Here's your 5 questions, and everyone that you answer the same, you get $100. So let's start now. What is your weirdest quirk?
Burping.
Who said I love you first?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe me.
Would you prefer to spend an evening in or a night out?
Evening in.
Who has the most exes?
Me.
And what was the best present that they ever gave you?
Or probably the Mother's Day coffee mug.
Right. Okay. All right.
Mother's Day coffee mug.
Coffee.
I know it sounds weird, but it had our dead dog on it, and it made me cry.
Oh.
It had they're all lined up, me, the kids, the dogs, and our dead dog on there, and that just broke me.
So he'd done something thoughtful.
Yeah, really thoughtful.
Yeah, but it had a picture of your dog that had passed away.
Yeah, you know how you can make them with you've got the silhouette on, and they're sitting away from you, you see their backs.
Right.
And so, she was our first baby, and she was yeah.
What,
I'd be crying over my coffee every morning.
kind of like Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars. He's just a silhouette.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's weird.
exactly.
I think we should chat to Will now and
That's a
get
weird
his side of the story.
So we've got these answers locked away. So, Will, we got you back, mate, from talking to Lockie. You all right? You're awake? You're with us?
Yeah, g'day, mate. How are you?
Good. Okay, well, we're going to ask you the same questions that we just asked Charlie, okay?
Brad.
So, here we go. Let's start now. What is Charlie's weirdest quirk?
Good question. Probably she's got undiagnosed ADHD. Just a hurricane.
Well, it's diagnosed now.
Okay, who said I love you first?
Pretty sure it was me.
Would Charlie prefer to spend an evening in or a night out?
Oh, in always.
Who out of the two of you has got the most exes?
Me, probably her. Yeah.
And what was the best present that you ever gave Charlie?
I made her cry once. I gave her a mug with all our pets and kids on it. You know, one of those internet...
Coffee mug, mate. We get it.
Coffee
the dog
mug.
looking into the sunset. We got it, brother. We got it.
Dead
I
dog.
love the way he was playing Wheel of Fortune simultaneously
Yeah,
during
what was
our
going
game.
on there?
Yeah, he's spinning the roulette wheel. Like,
Yeah,
what was going
I'll
on?
have an N for Nelly.
Okay, well, this is interesting. What's Charlie's weirdest quirk? What did you say, Will? I can't remember. Undiagnosed ADHD. She said it was her burping, mate. Okay, so no $100 for that. Who said I love you first? You both claim that you both said it first, so that can't be right. Charlie said it was her, and you said it was you.
Oh,
Will?
come on.
It might have aligned
So
at the
no-
same time in the heat of
Yeah,
passion.
no match there. None from two. Although
Does that count?
things turn around now.
Maybe.
Would Charlie prefer to spend an evening in or a night out? You both knew there would be an evening in. So there's $100. Who has the most exes? You both said it was Charlie. That's true.
What's that? That's
$200. And then the best present they ever gave you, it was the coffee mug.
the dead dog.
And was that for Mother's Day?
Yeah, it was.
God.
Mother's Day last year.
You know what's weird? So $300, well done. But what's weird for me around that is for Mother's Day last year,
Yeah.
I was in the news agency. I was getting the Mother's Day card.
Yeah.
And they were selling, along with it, a coffee mug that had a picture of a golden retriever. Now, it wasn't our golden retriever, but it was a picture of a golden retriever.
wasn't yours.
And it said, on the coffee mug, it said, I love my golden retriever. And I went, oh, I'm getting that. Like, that's, we got Sunny Bill.
Yeah.
I'll give that
Is
to
it
Jode.
Is it just the face? Like, is it from front on?
Yeah, it's just a face.
I've got the same ones. I've got. I love my Groodle. That's what Sarah's got. Yes.
Would you sell it as if it's Sunny Bill?
Well, it's a golden
So, yes.
retriever. So
Yes, you would.
I was like, I'll put this in.
Yeah.
I gave it to Jodie, and I could just tell. We have all coffee mugs in our house. They're all colour coordinated.
Oh,
They're all
no.
the same. Right? And as soon as I gave it to Jode, I could tell she doesn't like this.
No,
and then I'd forgotten
funny.
about it. A couple of weeks ago, so this was last year, a couple of weeks ago, I'm down in the garage. I find it. She's got it and it's storing pens in the garage.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Origin yesterday, the big lunch Forex put on, celebrating, I think they've been, I can say 35 years now.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
one of the longest sponsorships in sport. It's pretty cool. So that was great. So I got to sit next to Alfie actually at the lunch, which was great.
Is Alfie still the...
Yeah, Alfie's part of the squad.
Yeah.
He was heading to
what is he?
the Sunshine Coast.
Head of entertainment or something?
Culture?
Culture,
Something
yes.
like that? Yeah.
Yes.
The head of culture. That's an oxymoron at a footy lunch. Sorry.
I know, right?
Have they moved to the Sunshine Coast? Or
Yeah, so they went.
Sanctuary Coast.
No,
so-
they're down at I think it's
Twin
Twin
Waters.
Waters now.
Oh,
Yeah,
Twin Waters would be good.
Yeah.
So
Good
that'd be a
spot.
great place.
Alfie was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Alfie's like,
Winge Waters. That's what it's nicknamed.
Is it?
Winchwaters,
For
yeah.
you locals.
Yeah, the locals call it Winchwaters because it's where everyone retires on the water and they all complain about each other's lawns and things.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So but Alfie was really happy because that's his job. And so he was like, yeah, that was just me last night. You know, like the previous night, they had a few drinks at the Caxton or whatever, you know, had their dinner. And now it's game mode. So Alfie's like, I'm literally on holidays for a week.
Yeah, right.
He's just at Twin Waters with his feet up now.
He'll be on one of those
He'll
little
be
bikes.
on the bikes,
riding
just
around
riding
there.
around.
He'll be playing golf. He'll be having sundowners on the lake there.
Perfect.
He'll be going to Majimba Beach. He'll be walking around North Shore, hanging out with all the dogs and the hot chicks going on the hot girl walk. He's set.
Yeah.
He's going to have a very nice
It'll be a
time.
nice
He's
week.
having my Saturday morning for a week.
For a week.
I've had some great holidays. I think he might get the surf ski out, paddle on that lake.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like
Yeah. So it's good. But
Alfie on a pedalo.
Yep.
He'd do that. But the lunch was good. We had the King and Munster.
I thought you were going to say you had the steak.
I did have the steak. Elfie had the chicken, I had the steak. But the King had a great chat with Cameron Munster and Crash Craddock.
Right.
Did it. It was pretty funny. Some of it I can't even tell. Most of it, actually. In fact, 99% of it I can't even talk about on the radio. I don't even feel comfortable talking to you about it, Mitch. It was very funny. Crash took him into areas. Munster then went into areas. There was a suggestion because of the moustaches. Moustaches were a big part of the lunch. Chris Jones was talking to Ben Eichen about just to the whole crowd. And we're going, what on earth? Saying, whose moustache is better, mine as in me, or Cam Munster? And Ben Eichen said Cam Munster's was better. But so I got to mention that was nice. But then Cam was up there with the King, and there were suggestions whether Munster was inspired by the King by his mo in the early days. And then it sort of got into some weird areas where Cam was like, yeah, well, that's probably was in our household. My mum really loved the King. And then in Rockhampton. And then for some reason, Crash Craddock took it a step further where there was some suggestions that Munster may in fact be your brother.
Yeah. Is that where all the sporting pedigree went?
Yeah. So what's happened there is it all went to Cam Munster apparently, yeah. And then that sort of conversation continued on for way too long.
Yeah.
The King put fuel in the fire.
I'm going to look at that mustache of Munster's a little closer.
We'll tell you what, everyone's on stage going, they do kind of look alike, just a little bit.
Nobody's suggesting that Wally's your father as well, though.
No, that's a good point. There was no correlation between me, which would have been great if I was part of the Lewis family. I'd be happily.
You'd be a great older brother.
The Queen would be happy.
Yeah, yes. Oh, loves you like a son.
Exactly
Yeah,
right. So that was cool. What else? The team looked great. They had a couple of different panels up there, and then they shot straight off to Twin Waters to do their thing.
Did they speak to this young bloke, Robert Toyer?
No, but they spoke about him a lot. So Billy Slater obviously was up on stage with all the coaches.
What a story that is. Nicky, he's played 10 games of NRL, this kid.
Yep.
I think, was it only a couple of years ago, he's playing first 15 for Nudgee College. He's only played 10 games of NRL, and then somebody was saying for his entire adult life, he's only played 22 games of footy, like when you count reserve grade.
Oh, my God.
If he's played Queensland Cup or whatever, and now he's in the Origin team.
Look, if you've got the knack, you've got the knack.
Yeah, well, it'll be a big test, and he's got Latrell. I love that too.
Well, that's what they said at the lunch.
Yes.
Slater was asked, he's got a big test he's going to come up against Latrell Mitchell, and Slater just flat out said, well, Latrell Mitchell's got to come up against him, against Toyer.
I love that.
And the crowd went, yeah. Yeah, so it was great. I mean, quite after that, the way Slater spoke about how he's constructed the team, you sat there quietly confident that we're going to be super competitive come Wednesday night.
I can't wait. Paddy Carrigan, listen out for him yelling Queensland.
Yeah.
You can win
Tickets
silver passes, silver tickets to the Origin game, and then the big upgrade, which includes a dressing room tour.
And I should say,
plenty more as well.
And I should say, because you mentioned it earlier, that Wally's comment that he rates Munster as the best footballer he's ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, that's a huge
And
rap.
Munster was almost emotional.
Oh, I bet.
About it.
That's huge.
And he
Can't
said,
wait.
thanks, Dad.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Queensland! It's a miracle! Oh, yeah!
Access All Origin.
Cheer on the Mighty Maroons as they take on New South Wales, all thanks to Shell V-Power, fueling Queenslanders.
Yeah, 1 week today. The first Origin match at Suncorp Stadium. Hopefully Queensland can get off to a winning start. They're in camp up at the sunny coast. Actually, our boy Nick went along to the media day the other day. He's just put up on our Insta page some interviews that he did with the players, and he brought along like their early pictures of themselves. Like
like this.
You get to see a very young Valentine Holmes and stuff like that. It's very funny stuff. So you can check that out on our Insta page. Christy out of Greenbank.
Hello.
Hello. Mitch did well. He smothered that Paddy Carrigan through Chapel Roan there. He did well to catch it. Yeah.
I did. I was just setting up my Bluetooth and it all kind of happened at the same time, so it worked out so well.
There you go.
Perfect. Well, you've picked up a double pass to the game next week.
Congrats.
And then on Friday you'll find out whether you get the Access All Origin. You'll be going into the dressing sheds on game day. All this type of stuff. Are you a Queenslander?
I am definitely a Queenslander, born and bred.
I'm giving you my dong.
Oh, you got donged. How good's that?
That comes for free. That's not part of the prize. Get excited.
The best bit is, too, my other half's going to be in Melbourne, so he's not even going to be able to come, so he's going to be spewing.
Love how that's the best bit.
In your face, husband. Take that. So who are you going to take, Christy?
Probably take my daughter that's sitting right next to me, so she's just had to put up with me getting all kind of excited.
Oh, it's a girls' night at the Origin.
How good.
How nice.
Yep.
And I think we've got some really good Queensland gear that you'll get as well. They gave me one of these hats yesterday to showcase.
That hat's good.
It
doesn't
look
look like
they
a
said, Ash,
poxy.
can you wear this for the next week or so in the lead up to Origin 1, just to show people the type of merch that we've got.
Yeah, it's cool. It's old school. It's like a corduroy cream hat with like just a kangaroo and a Q on it. It doesn't look like training gear, you know what I mean? It's fashion.
Yeah.
I love the old school stuff too. I ran into at the lunch yesterday. There's a lot of old guys there, like Steve Price and Johnny Driscoll. Remember? And they were in Dad's Queensland under-12 team back in the day.
Yeah.
And Johnny Driscoll said, "I've still got that beanie your mum knitted. Mum knitted every player a Queensland Maroons beanie."
Did she really?
And he said, "I've still got it, and it still holds together, and I still wear it at Maroons time." It's got the kangaroo on it, you know.
That's epic.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, that's exciting for Christy.
Huge.
Boom.
And they upgrade happening on Friday. Only 5 people will be in the draw. We've got 2 more chances to win your way through tomorrow and Friday. It's all thanks to Shell V-Power. Cheer on the Mighty Maroons as they take on New South Wales. No one fuels Queenslanders quite like Shell V-Power.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
I think women are more guilty of this than men. Sometimes we enter a bit of a text argument and then we get really stubborn and then no one responds and then it becomes a standoff where no one responds. Do you ever do that?
Yeah, I do that.
Oh, you do that? So this is all genders. You kind of just go, well, I didn't like that response.
I'm as guilty as that as anyone that does it.
What do you mean? That you'd receive a text that you didn't like the tone of or something,
Yeah,
so then
yeah.
you just ignore it?
And then you just stop. You just cut them off. You just go, nah, I don't want them. Nah. And they could be like your best friend. Okay, it happened to me and my best friend.
Hypothetically.
And no, because she's been going through a lot of shit for quite a while because she married an idiot, and he's gone now. But
What do you mean he's gone?
and as in, he's not part of her life.
Oh,
anymore.
right, okay. Yeah.
But he is. But anyway, and you know that. She sends me a lot of messages about all of that crap. And then I sent a message back and I was a dude. I tried to fix it instead of being supportive. I'm like, right, that's it. You need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And it was probably a little firm. Yeah. And then she didn't respond back. And I'm like, I just gave you an hour of text. Come on. And then it was a standoff.
Yeah, right.
And then she's still watching my Insta stories, but she didn't respond to any of the reels I sent her, which is like the friendship tokens. You're like, I'll send you a reel still. She didn't respond. I'm like, oh. And then I was cranky. And I was telling you guys how I was cranky.
Yes.
I'm like, I think I've just had a friendship blow up.
Yeah, that was a significant standoff. I feel like that was a week.
It was 3 days.
3 days, okay.
3 days. And then I'm driving home yesterday and I'm just like seething that I've been kind of cut off when all I was trying to do was help. And then I called her and she answered. So that was good. And then we were just chatting like normal, you know what I mean? And I'm like...
But not addressing it.
No, and then we addressed it. And
was it an actual thing?
It was a thing. She said, I didn't know how to respond to that because that was really harsh.
Right.
And I said, it all comes from a good place. And also, I colour things with humour. Like, I always joke that she's dead inside, but when you text it, it's not nice.
You know what? Yeah. I understand exactly what you're saying. I'm guilty of this as well.
Yeah, but anyway, so this has actually been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing that's happened because I told her, because she's never met her dad. And I said, you need a man in your life who doesn't keep disappointing you. I said, you've got to reach out to your dad. You've got to do it. And then yesterday after the phone call, she reached out to her dad. She found him. She reached out to him. And they're going to meet up. And he was so excited to hear from her. And I'm like, yes!
So that's like, so that your tough love worked.
It worked. But I nearly lost the friendship over it.
That's what I'm saying. Are you endorsing it or?
I'm saying
No, I'm
pick
confused.
up the phone.
I was learning things then.
But hang on, you said I was a dude. I tried to fix it and not just listen to her. But then what you're also saying is that you fixed it.
Yeah, but the moral of the story.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I didn't fix it with a text.
What is the moral?
Get on the phone.
Right.
Call your friends.
So the texting was counterproductive.
Yes, you've
But
got
actually
to
a conversation.
pick up the phone because you never know what someone's going through.
Yes.
And you've got to get on the phone. So that's the moral of the story because there's a lot of shit that's been oh, sorry, my language.
That's all right.
But there's a lot of bad things that have happened over the weekend that's
course.
sent everyone into shock.
Yep.
And you were talking about Paul O'Brien this morning.
Yes,
and Triple One help.
Yes. for mental
Sometimes
health.
you have to be Triple One.
Yes, and we must say also that the Triple One was this is still
That's not a thing yet.
A petition, but what we can put up because at the moment I think that isn't the case. Triple One.
No, it doesn't exist
No,
yet.
yes.
What I'm saying is you need to be that person.
Yes.
Even if you've got issues or you're angry, you just put your stuff aside and just get on the phone.
I agree.
Sorry, it's all a bit heavy.
No, I get it. I get it.
But the moral of the story is, I didn't want to call. I didn't want to. I was angry, so I called.
Yeah, until that Triple One does come into effect. 'Cause
Yes,
it's a great
which we're
campaign
pushing
that
for.
we're supporting. 13 11 14 is the number for Lifeline.
Indeed. Well said.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Goes to Carrigan. Pat Carrigan.
Pat versus Brady.
Is this Pat Carrigan?
No, it's not Pat Carrigan.
Yeah, last week we had old mate Brady on the show. I don't remember what for.
Well, did he win a merch pack? No. Was it? Oh, no, I don't know either.
It actually doesn't matter.
No, it
but
doesn't.
somewhere along those we were having a chat. Lutzi goes, geez, this bloke sounds like Pat Carrigan. And I was like, that's why he sounds so familiar. I thought it was Pat Carrigan.
Well, you thought that they were pulling our leg
Yeah,
and
I
that
did.
it was Pat. But it wasn't. It was Brady.
Okay, so what we're going to do here is a new game. It's Pat or Brady. Okay, so Kylie out of Collingwood Park. Are you there, Kylie?
Yeah.
All right, it says you're a huge Broncos fan, so I'm assuming you're a Queenslander as well?
Definitely, yeah.
Would you like to go to the Captain's Run? Like their final training session, which is held on the hallowed turf of Suncorp Stadium the night before the Origin. It's pretty exclusive stuff.
Incredibly exclusive.
We can give you a double pass to that right now. But what you have to do, we're going to play 5 little bits for you here. And you need to get 3 out of the 5 correct to win the double pass, okay? It'll either be Pat Carrigan or it'll be Brady.
Okay.
That
I'll try my best.
that you're going to listen to. Okay, here's the first little sound snippet. Tell us whether this is Pat Carrigan or Brady. Okay. You want to hear it again?
She's laughing.
You want to hear it again? One more
let's do it
time. What do you reckon?
Okay.
What do you
I'm
reckon?
going to say that's Brady.
You're going to say that's Brady?
Yeah.
That was actually Pat Carrigan.
You're joking.
Come on.
Really?
That's
Because Brady laughed like that on the phone.
That's a cross.
They're the same, I'm telling you.
Okay, here's another laugh for you. Okay, now tell us if this is Pat or Brady.
Come on.
You want to hear it one more time?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to go with Brady and hope that that's correct. That there's 2 different laughs.
That was actually Brady.
Yay!
Isn't that madness?
They're so similar.
That sounded more like Pat.
Okay, so two left.
So you're one from
You need
two.
two more.
You've got 3 left. You need to get 2 out of the next 3. Come on, Kylie. Come
Okay.
on. Okay, now here we go. Number 3. Is this Pat or Brady?
Nah.
Wow. Not a lot to go on.
I'll give it to you one more time.
Nah.
Pat or Brady? Oh,
It's going to have to be Pat.
you say that's Pat.
Yeah.
Or is that Brady?
That was Brady.
Oh, no.
So you got to get the next 2 now.
Oh, we got a winning competition here. I'm loving this
Hey,
competition.
Everybody's so confused. It's not just me, I swear.
Yeah.
Kylie, I'm going to give you a girly heads up. From what I'm noticing is that
Yeah.
Brady seems to be louder.
Okay.
No hits, please.
That's what I'm noticing.
Okay, now you need the next 2, Kylie.
Okay.
You got to get the next 2. Okay, to win the tickets to the captain's run. Okay, now tell us whether this is Pat or Brady.
Unreal.
Is it not one word?
Oh, we're gonna give
is
it. Gonna give it
hard.
to you one more time.
Unreal.
What do you reckon?
Oh, my gosh.
Come on.
Oh, any other clues? I'm going to say... Far out. This is so hard. I'm going to say Brady.
You want to look? You're gonna say Brady?
Oh, yeah.
That was actually Pat.
Oh, this game sucks. This is the worst game ever.
Well, what about this? Okay, all or nothing on the last one.
Right,
You want to do that?
Because she wants.
Okay.
She's a fan of them.
She's been a great competitor. Okay, it all comes down to this.
Oh, my God.
This is it. All tickets to the captain's run. Is this Pat or Brady?
Thank you.
Oh, this is just so unfair.
Nikki, what would you go with?
One
Yeah,
more.
Nikki.
That feels like Brady to me.
Go again.
One more time.
Thank you.
Come on.
Thank you.
Is it Pat
Oh, no, I reckon it's Pat.
or Brady?
I'd go Pat.
Okay, I'm going to go Pat. I'm following you, Nikki. Let's do it.
Are
It's
you
Pat.
going to lock that in?
Oh, I hope I
have
haven't let
to.
you down. Fingers
Oh, no,
crossed.
it's okay. I won't blame you.
Okay.
Kylie?
Yeah?
Oh, my God.
That was Pat.
Oh!
You're going to
That was ridiculous. And anxiety levels through the roof.
That was on the edge of my seat.
Now,
Oh,
how
God.
about this? We've got Brady. Here's Brady. Live
Wait,
on
live
the air.
on-
Now,
live.
Brady, did you believe us last week when we were telling you how much you sound like Pat?
Yeah, I realise that now.
What were you doing sitting back there, bro? We having a good laugh?
Oh, I was trying to figure out if it was me or Pat.
He couldn't work it out if it was himself. Oh, my goodness. Well, we're sending Brady to the run, aren't we, as
Well,
well?
that's what I was going to say. Pat, do you want to go to the do you want to go and watch Brady in the captain's run?
Yeah, I would actually.
I'm just trying to get some more noise out of you so we can do this competition again. That's it.
That's it. We got a good laugh, haven't we?
You've got to get it clean. Oh, so Brady, you can go to the captain's run, okay, mate?
Too easy, thank you.
It's all one level, isn't it?
He's just being used and abused.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
I just ran into Rach out in the kitchen from sales, and she's full spewing today. She is spewing.
I know what you're talking about here.
I do not know why she's spewing.
She goes to Function Well, she reckons, every morning. Religious.
Yeah.
She goes to Function Well, and then she comes here. Yesterday, she had a meeting on at blah, 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 so she couldn't go to Function Well. And on the day that she didn't go, the entire Queensland Origin team has gone into Function Well. There's pictures.
Yes.
There's pictures of the whole Origin team with young Milton.
Yeah,
our
the
boy
Darren's
Milton,
kid.
He's done a gimp for us. Milton.
Yeah.
Is Rachel single?
Rachel's single, and
Oh,
her,
now
and-
I feel a pain.
and her dream was to meet Kalen Ponga. And there's Kalen
Ponga?
Ponga. There's Kalen Ponga sitting there with the rest of the Origin team, and Rachel would have been there, but she had a meeting on.
Yeah.
She reckons it's the first day she's missed for who knows how long, and she didn't get to run into Kalen Ponga. She could have ended up being Rachel Ponga.
Rachel Ponga,
Yeah,
which was her dream.
Mrs. Ponga.
Yeah.
But I think, is she? I think she's single.
We're making
but
bold assumptions.
The point is, like, even if she just wants to meet them though as well. I mean,
Yeah, well-
I'm saying, like, it wasn't,
Yeah.
She wasn't going to stand at the
So
front
you've never
sort of
actually-
showing a bit of leg or anything.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, maybe she would. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But put it this way, the only time I was in the magnesium pool once when Rach was there, and I don't think she ever looked at me. That was a dull day for her to be at Function World.
Yeah, the day Lutzie's there.
See, I'm there.
She's there.
She's
the
there.
day of the Origin team.
She's not there.
But don't you go to the gym to pick up, don't you? Or do you
I don't.
actually go
I
to work
don't. I
out?
do
Well,
not do that. Yeah.
well, not you guys, because you've spoken for.
Yeah.
But isn't that the culture? You're pulling funny faces at me.
No, I just don't go to the gym to pick up. I go there I'd rather be there by myself.
We're serious trainers.
Have a look at our bodies.
Yes.
You don't get bodies like this.
Our
flirty.
bodies are a wonderment.
So what? You go there for the snacks?
I go there to chill out by myself, like legit.
Yeah,
that's why,
right.
That's why I like Function Well. It's areas there where I can, in the infrared by myself.
I'm just saying you don't look like you go there to work out.
Oh, wow. You had to double down, didn't you?
Shots fired.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.